Sa Wargods naman, as you can see, yung lagi natin sinasabi, round per round, yung support nila, laging kulang sa smoke, sa flashes, sa utilities.
Yung utilities talaga. Kasi napaka-vital kasi isipin mo, yes, you have the money. You need to, of course, spend your money wisely. Buy everything. Buy the smokes, buy the flashes, buy the nades, everything. Kasi, ano yan eh, napaka-vital yan eh. It's all part of the game, so you need to use that for your advantage. And ngayon guys, so knife round na tayo for the game 2 of Wargods.AG and Rekt Esports. And yun nga, game na tayo. My name is Vill from Mineski TV, your host and panel host for today. And of course, casters Nomad and Shane, take it away.
Actually, not going to be Nomad and Shane, but it's going to be Nomad and one hell of a beast, ASUS ROG.
Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? So we are going in to our second game. It is Wargods versus Rekt Esports. And just a little bit of a heads up for you players out there. Our veto picks are these 3 maps. Mirage picked by Wargods, Cash by Rekt Esports, and Inferno will be the default 3rd map if you do push through a game 3. So this particular map right here is the pick of, the main pick of Rekt Esports. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how Wargods will be interacting, since this isn't the map that they picked themselves.
Exactly, and Wargods in the CT side, Rekt Esports on the T side, and Carl takes down Moha there. Uyop looking for that other kill, and it's gonna be Carl that's gonna be going down.
Sky, and there's nobody gonna be defending on the B side, as Kaka, as well as the other remaining member from Wargods, will be trying to rotate back onto the B area. Bomb has been planted. Kaka will be looking to the left. He spots Outwits. Good kill right there. Initial kill, making it into a 1v2. He's stuck into the side. Oh, the very corner. Can he do it? He has not a lot of bullets left, but that's going to be Wargods able to retake. Still, Rekt Esports get the plant.
And Wargods, they are starting good. Let's hope that they keep it coming. But nonetheless, Rekt Esports, they could go for force anti-eco here.
Could be, but I'm gonna say, since they did get that that plant in, maybe just go for this. Yeah. So here's kind of the thing that kind of that I noticed during the first game, Nomad. It felt like Wargods felt like they were much more of a solo clutch type of team, compared to Rekt Esports, who, yes, they've been, they lose some of the rounds. There was a couple of times wherein Wargods had the round advantage, but then it's always, team executions. And at the end of the day, team execution, I feel like, unless you're like overwhelmingly strong as a solo player, it's not really gonna happen.
And it's something that Wargods would actually take advantage there, and Ja taking out 3 guys from Rekt Esports, and it's gonna be a clean sweep, almost a clean sweep for Wargods.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was also a 4K on an MP9, so that's going to be a lot of cash to be, stored in the bank for possibly this 3rd round, because it's going to be I believe that, yes, going to be the first buy round for Rekt Esports. So possible op may come out, and op in cash is pretty normal on the CT side. It's going to be really good on mid as well as A side, also in B, but I would prefer A or mid.
Yeah, because it has that one single opening that the opera can take care of, which is A main. But it's actually pretty favorable in B, because in B main it's just one single line that they can come in. They'll be forced to go in a straight line, and that's the only way that they can take you out, unless they are able to use a Molotov to flush you out, or maybe a flashbang to discourage you from peeking again.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like if you're fast enough as the rushing T side, if you actually go in on the B side, the opper, if he tries to go behind cover, it might not be fast enough. At least, pag nasa A side ka, there's always the possibility to go behind forklift, or behind the toxic barrels on mid ramp or mid highway. So that's always a possibility. But it seems like we're gonna have a little bit of a pause. So again, a little bit of a recap from that first map on Mirage. Our first half was 8-7 in favor of Wargods, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and the second half, it was 10-16. So Wargods are really struggling on their, I would say, second half. I mean, they only got like 2 rounds off of Rekt Esports.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure is building up for them. They were able to at least close out the first half in their favor, but going to the second half, they know that Rekt Esports were able to get the first 2-3 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. it shook their confidence. As soon as Rekt Esports were able to go to get their 10th round or 11th round, that's when Wargods started shaking. And that's something that they hopefully talked about and come back into hopefully be able to come back into this game.
True that. And again, I think while we're still waiting, who for you are the notable players? I mean, we just started the best of 3, yes, but we've already seen some players shining right now from both Rekt and Wargods. So you think Nomad for you is going to be like, you know, the players to look out for both of these teams?
I'd say one of them is Sky. Because Sky has been pretty dominant on his rifle, but you know, as soon as he gets the AWP, like if he touches an AWP, he'll be able to do some damage as well. Other person to take note of is, I guess, Moha.
Yeah,
Moha's pretty deadly when it comes to the AWP. He just needs the time to shine. As soon as he gets the AWP, he'll be able to wreak havoc onto the enemy team, but you know, both teams are able to counter them as well.
Yeah, so we're off to a very good, I would say good start for Wargods, but again, you do know, once you get that first round win, there's always the point wherein it's going to be, like you and Shane said, 2-3 rounds free because you have to save up for your first buy round, but now Rekt Esports, 4 rifles, 1 MAC-10 as well, but seems like Wargods is going to go for that cheeky boost up on A side.
And right now, Wargods, they need to play it safe so that Rekt Esports won't be able to come back. Because if Rekt Esports get this is not going to look good economically wise for Wargods. A minute 20 seconds left on the clock, and it's still pretty much anybody's game. Still a lot of time for Rekt Esports to start committing into a single side. And Ja taking down Uncle D there with that AWP down to a 5v4 situation.
So now it looks like it might be a push here for Rekt Esports, but Carl actually gets 2, almost actually. That's going to be a 1-for-1 in the trades. Moja was able to get the capitalize on the mid, and it's going to be now a 2v3 situation. Wargods don't know where the bomb is just yet, but you have to go for the mind games. They gotta, I guess, yeah, where the members of Rekt Esports will be pushing, although there is somewhat of a good defense here for Wargods, really can't say, but we'll soon see where blood will be spilt.
And now we are down to our last 30 seconds on this round. Rekt Esports need to act fast. Kaka taking down Moha.
Gonna get the second, yes he does!
Taking down Wits, finally getting their first round in the game.
So that was 3 members of Wargods.
Down.
No, actually surviving. So that's gonna mean that they're able to get, actually, I was gonna say like maybe 3 rifles out of that. So they're gonna be stacking up a lot of moolah. That's actually true. You can see Kaka, Sky, and Ja really up there, and Rekt Esports, yeah, that's their buy.
Wargods, their form's pretty good right now, but Ja missing that shot. Just barely tagging, and Ja taking down a collateral there onto Moha and Uncle D, but it gets taken out, down to a 4v2 situation. Sky looking in, gonna try to see if he can get a kill. Takes down Uyo, and it's gonna be an easy round for Wargods. 4-0 in their favor.
That was really good. I mean, that collateral just desecrated the push of Rekt Esports. They really wanted to at least get that forced bomb plant so that they will be able to buy up into this one a bit better. We do know naman na, you know, once you get that consecutive losses, you do get the blue shell effect. And then when you also get the bomb plants, you get such an insane amount of money. Even though you're losing on the rounds, at least you're able to buy up on par with your opponents. Sadly enough, Rekt Esports won't be able to do so, so they'll have these weapons in their arsenal as well as that utility.
And Rekt Esports, this is a crucial round for them because if they lose this, they'll be, I mean, the blue shell effect's gonna kick in, but it's not something that you have to rely on. They still need to start working against the economy of Wargods. But hold that thought, Moha taking out Carl. 4v4 situation, 1 minute 15 seconds left on the clock, and there's still no commitment to any side from Rekt Esports.
Plenty of time. That was just a 1-for-1 trade. Make it the 2-for-2, as it seems that we're getting some off-cam kills right here. It could be a push somewhere, but we'll just have to see as both of these teams, looks for it, but my goodness, Stalker able to win that aim duel straight off the bat. Moja and Uncle D the veterans of Rekt Esports will be the ones to actually try to clutch this round for the T side. They're still 4-0, so they're really hell-bent on getting at least that 1 point. And it seems like the rotations will be putting themselves onto the B side. Who's going to be the defender? It's going to be Sky, taken out by Moja. So now this is going to be the full control of Rekt Esports on the B area.
And it's now down to a 2v2 situation. The pressure is on for Wargods. Moha,
he sees it.
Losing the aim duel there. Kaka takes him out. And it's now down to a 1v1 situation. Uncle D taken down.
Clean kill from Uncle D. So that was just a 2v1. And Rekt Esports able to capitalize. Yes, there was also the possibility of the clutch, but of course the numbers advantage and the pressure of the bomb ticking made it so that, you know, Wargods really had to lose that round. But now, this is, I would say, this is the true tester round for Rekt Esports. They got the first round, but if they lose this one, it's going to be a reset on their economy.
Yeah, and if you can kindly take a look at Wargods' buys there, pretty interesting. And we'll see how it's going to play out. And Packing and taking down Carl, Moha taking down Skies, now down to a 5v3, make that a 4v2 situation as Rekt Esports is starting to clean up Wargods.
So now we can actually see that Rekt Esports are looking for a push already somewhere. And yeah, they're going to be going to the B side. Wargods, not sure if they want to actually contest this. This is a 4v2 situation. And they did, of course, you know, as a CD side, it's very expensive to go for full buys. So even though you have, give or take, 7,000 cash if you buy an AWP plus full utility, I think you're going to be left with a couple of hundred. So I think Wargods don't have too much money to work with as well. So better yet to save their items for that next round to be able to to be able to drop for their teammates. And Stalker actually dropping.
That weapon.
Can I say it?
No, we can't. Not yet.
Later. Or can we? Because they're not going to have a fight.
But nonetheless.
Yeah, okay, fine. After this round then.
After this round.
So what do you think happened in that one? It feels like it was just Rekt Esports taking mid control, and Wargods, again, it was like a deja vu of what happened on Mirage, wherein mid control is the emphasis of Rekt Esports, and Wargods cannot, I would say, adjust to it. So what do you think, Nomad?
Well, I think Rekt Esports, they're trying to change up their playstyle. I mean, considering the fact they are playing T-side here, they're trying to read what Wargods is planning to do. If they're playing a passive-aggressive play, or if they're actually playing aggressive. And they're just using a couple of rounds to start guessing or reading their opponent. And I think Rekt Esports is actually paying off here.
There it is again. You can see Wits on the offensive AWP, spots out and takes down Sky in the mid. So it's showing a little bit here that Wargods don't have the best, again, of defense on the mid area. So maybe they should just forfeit that and try to focus on the side pushes here. It's either a blue door or even a push onto the B side, but it looks like it might be a force here of Rekt Esports onto A side. Packing already starting off with a kill onto Ja and Carl.
And it's now down to a 5v2 situation, making that 5v1 situation. Almost getting taken out there. And Kaka on his own against the 5-man Rekt Esports, and the hunt is on for the sole survivor of Wargods. 55 seconds left on the clock. Bomb has not yet been planted.
Kaka, he got to defend from all different angles right here, and he might get caught off. Do they know? Can he defend himself? That's going to be a no. And Rekt Esports slowly but surely climbing back up onto the point. It was 4-0, but now they put it to a pretty good stabilizing 4-3 rounds. 4-3 rounds, rather.
Rekt Esports is close to tying out the game here, as Wargods is kind of forced back into a corner.
Yeah.
And
so now this round, even I'm pretty sure Rekt Esports know that they have shattered somewhat the Wargods' economy. So this might be either an eco buy or a full or force buy, or even somewhat of a partial buy. So we'll see how Rekt Esports will be adapting to this one. And look at Wargods' positioning. It's pretty good in a way that it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a 50-50 for me.
It's going to be an interesting turn of events, depending on how Rekt Esports are going to be reading this. Wargods, they are playing pretty passive, playing pretty safe, to say the least. Uncle Leaf spots the one guy there. And we'll see if he's going to force out a reaction. Actually taking down two guys, Wits with an AWP, down to a 4v3 situation. And Rekt Esports actually not looking pretty good health-wise.
Rekt Esports, I think they should have known that they could have actually just rotated their bombs straight up into A, because there was like two people showing up onto the B side, so they could have known that there was a full stack onto the B side itself, and Mojo's gonna go for the cleaning up of the members here of Wargods. Kaka still able to capitalize, but with that USP against the world, can he really do it? It is a 2v1 situation. He might actually be able to pick up a weapon, don't know just yet. But it seems like Rekt Esports are going to be fine with not chasing him down for the meantime.
Yeah, it's better to play it smart because they can't risk losing Kaka. I mean, they can't risk losing this round. They need all the money that they can get. I mean, if they could at least deny Wits or Uyop their weapons, that's going to be something for Wargods.
So here's the question. Kaka, it is a 1v2. I mean, this is a save round for Wargods. Of course, already Rekt Esports saw that. So will he go for the clutch, or will he just go save up a weapon? That's going to be the question. Uyop is firing on a little bit of shots right here and could get a little bit messy. Goes with the 1v1. Kaka gets it, but does he have enough time? I don't think that's going to be the case, as he will have to skadoodle his way on out of there. Will he be able to survive? Oh, the pop. Yes, he will
be able to survive. 4-4. Game is tied once again. Same scenario from last game. This is a treat to watch, nonetheless.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a more, I would say, balanced match right now because Wargods are defending really well. But you gotta see, positioning right now for Kaka, this is gonna be very important because there's always that cheeky boost that Rekt Esports like to do. Yeah, I mean, they've done it on the previous rounds. I'm not sure they're gonna do it this round, but it's something that they like to do. Oh, that was an almost dirty shot coming in from Ja.
And Ja has been pretty deadly with the AWP and with any gun, to say the least. And right now, it's actually a contest to see who is the more patient one. And Moa getting a double kill!
Oh my goodness, he goes in, gets a triple!
Getting a triple kill. They're down to a 5v2 situation. Moa with a 4K. It's just Ja on his own, and it's not looking good for Wargods.
I mean, he got a free pass onto pushing onto Highway. That was the bee's knees right there, Nomad.
That was an oversight for the team, for Wargods. They didn't bother to check Highway. They didn't check all the corners that they could possibly come on. They anticipated everyone to come from A main. You know what? See them all looking there.
You know what I feel like? What happened there? Rekt Esports, or rather Wargods, put a lot of smoke defense on the mid area, and then they immediately just backed off. And then they thought that the smokes would have been enough for, like, give or take the duration of the smoke, wherein Rekt Esports won't push. But Rekt Esports were like, all right, I'm just gonna try to do this. Mojo's gonna try to do something cheeky because he's alright to die. He's gonna be the fragging lurker. And then if he dies, it's going to be fine. Rekt Esports, if he does go down, they're just going to rush a site and then, maybe hope for the best. But it worked out, and then they didn't actually lose any members. That was a huge play for the T side.
And that's the value of having a reliable lurker in your team. Yeah. Because they can catch everyone off guard, and that is going to be... Oh! Nice shot from Uyo up there, taking out Ja at that aim battle up on the mid. Quickly down to a 5v4 situation.
Man, that quick scope is just too fast for Ja to handle. I mean, even though Ja is a pretty solid upper for Wargods, it's still not going to be enough. And now Wargods are starting to scatter all over the cache map, and this is not looking good at all. Their momentum has kind of subsided from that 4 rounds. They still haven't gotten anything else as we are reaching that 10th or 11th round. Wit's going to be on this very cheeky angle, and Kaka, they know he's up there. They know he's up on the plank. He puts out his weapon,
and it's just got,
and actually was taken down.
A 1v4 situation. It's not going to be worth it to go for anything else other than hiding. As we can see there, Rekt Esports taking down. 4-6, Rekt Esports in the lead now into the game.
So now here's the question for Wargods. What's going to be their opening defensive posture against Rekt Esports? Because Rekt Esports, all they gotta do is they're basically just going in for these initial peaks at the meetup zone, and they're getting these 1v1 kills. It's either the op, it's either the one shot with the AK-47, and Wargods cannot go for a punish. I mean, the previous rounds they were getting 1 for 1s, but now they're getting 1 for nothing, or they're getting 0 for 1. If that makes any sense.
Well, because Wargods, they're just letting Rekt Esports come into the play, and they're, as you see, they're pretty scattered out. They're not watching all the corners that they need to watch, so that's something that they need to pay attention to.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, they're trying to get all of those angles, I guess, defended and well, quote-unquote worded. But the thing is, Rekt Esports have been pushing so aggressively that Wargods are taking the defensive stance, and it's not paying off well for them. But now we'll try to see, as it looks like Rekt Esports might go for that B-side push.
And Sky actually seeing a lot of people here from Rekt Esports. And the hunt is on. Sky taking out Wits, but he gets taken out by Uncle D, down to a 3v2 situation. Still doable by Wargods. Oh, beautiful shot by Uyo up there. Quickly down to a 1v3 situation. Kaka on its own. And it is on. The bomb has been planted.
Man, Ja had his weapon up as he was entering the vents, and then he actually
Talk about bad timing.
Yeah, talk about catching you with your pants down. That's not what you want to do, fam. That's not what you want to see.
Has that ever happened to you, Nasra? Somebody caught you with the pants down.
The rotations.
Nonetheless, Rekt Esports comfortably in the lead, 4-7. Wargods, they can still catch up. I mean, they can go for an 8-7 first half here, or at the very least, get 6 rounds in, get 2 more rounds in to make it a relatively even match coming in. And Uyop, the better man against Sky, taking him out, Stalker taking out Moa as well, down to a 4v4 situation. And a minute and 28 seconds left on the clock.
I kind of like this from Wargods. They're trying to be a bit more aggressive than they were on the previous rounds, but this is going to be much more of, I would say, an easier round for Rekt Esports since, well, you're seeing it right now, they are going to be on just those upgraded pistols. Dirty headshot coming in from Wits, and only Ja, as well as Carl, to remain. Wargods are left again with that decision. Do they go for that save, or will they actually go for the clutch?
But Carl actually led for this. No, Carl taking down Wits as well, down to a 2v2 situation. Make it a 1v2 situation. Uncle D takes down Carl there.
He couldn't do the fakes, man. It's going to be Ja in a 1v1. Gets a nice catch onto we up. But it's still going to be Rekt Esports with the win.
You are not going to get that defuse, sir.
Here's the good thing there for Wargods. It felt like they knew already that they got to go aggressive, but that was just an upgraded pistol round for them. So maybe this round they could actually imitate that, go a little bit offensive, push up, go for that, I would say, cheeky flashes, and try to offset Rekt Esports. Because Rekt Esports, this is basically like what you would see in a pub match. When you got the rhythm, you gotta stop that flow. And Wargods haven't done anything yet to stop that, I would say, again, rhythm coming in from Rekt Esports. And it's them getting caught out. But now it's a good start for Wargods, I would say, because that's a 1-for-1 trade rather than a 1-for-nothing.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for Wargods. They need to, if there's a time to use a tactical timeout, the time is now. First half is almost going to end. And at least a couple more rounds in for Wargods is going to help them out going into the second half. I mean, this is a best-of-3 game. It's all or nothing. If Rekt Esports secure this, they're going to the finals.
True that, and whoever wins this semifinals will be going up against whoever wins the later match between
Mineski and Fractals.
Yes, Mineski and Fractals. Also looking forward to that, but looking forward to Packing's entry frag. That was
Why are you running with your knife out, sir? You're going to get taken out, down to a 3v3 situation.
Well, to be fair, he didn't know that there was somebody backstabbing him, so really good for Wargods right there, but on the opposite side of this map, opposite side of the spectrum, it's going to be Rekt Esports to actually get a good foothold on the A side, and there's a lot of smokes right there.
And the retake is now coming in for Wargods. This is a very crucial one. Kobe! Moha taking out Sky. Uyo being the faster man on the trigger, taking down Kaka. Just Stalker on his own. 1v3 situation. Stalker taking out Wits. Gonna try to see if he can spot out another one, but I think that's not gonna happen. Taking down Moa! And it's not going to happen. He's too far away. Time's pretty low. And it's going to be another round for Rekt Esports. 4-9. What is happening to Wargods? I'm not seeing the aggressive display that I really want to see from them.
True enough, man. But again, like I said, it feels like just, again, Rekt Esports, they got their momentum up. Wargods right now, they're on a downward spiral. So the only thing that I feel like they would try to do right now is to maybe mix up their strats. But for the life of me, feels like they won't do just that for now. Tough to see though, as Rekt Esports turn up the volume and push up onto the A side.
This is a very aggressive play coming in from Rekt Esports, and it's not paying off. It's actually paying off for them right now, as it's quickly down to a 3v2 situation, and Sky taking down Moa. Ouya being the fastest man on the trigger, taking down Sky. Now down to a 1v3 situation. It's just Carl on his own, and he is going to give it his all.
Man, Ja is such a good positional operator, but the thing is, Rekt Esports know that he has to ramp up his position, and they are just trying to offset that so quick. Rekt Esports from 0 to 100 in the snap of their fingers, and Wargods cannot answer just yet. And we're looking at the first half that might be 10 to 5, or actually 11 to 4.
11 to 4. We'll see, as Wargods, they are going to be forced to go for 204 spot, because this is the final round of the first half. They're going to spend all their money to everything that they need to win. They're going to need to use their utilities, going to use everything they have in their arsenal to try to get at least another round against Rekt Esports. A minute 30 seconds left on a minute 39 seconds left on the clock, and Stocky taking out Wits, and Sky taking out Backing. It's actually 5v3 situation. Wargods is still pretty much in the game.
All right, a little bit awkward there for Rekt Esports. I mean, I did say that they had a good strut right there, but it doesn't mean that they can go solo YOLO onto a push, but it's fine. They've slowed down a little bit of the pace of their game, and they're trying to bait out Wargods to get more information, and there you have it. Ja had to pay for his life, but they know right now where at least one of the member here of Rekt Esports is, but not really a good idea of where they'll be pushing. I mean, they did see them on the mid area, but again, once you're in mid, that's the best position I would say that you can have in almost any map in CSGO, because you can either go A or B pretty quickly, and your opposing team will not know if they don't have that vision or that information that you are, going to be going to that particular site, whether it's A or B.
And information is pretty much an important factor in CSGO. If you don't have the information, you're pretty much playing in the blind.
Yeah, that's what separates it from other games.
Carl taking down Moa.
Yeah, economy and that positioning. Kaka put out a couple of shots. Can he do it? Gets the 1-for-1 fit to Famas. But still, it is Uncle D left alone by his lonesome. Will he push the bomb plant down, or is he afraid that he will get flanked in from every single corner? He hears the drop down, sees the one, cannot actually use his spray to go down and get that headshot, so it's gonna be Wargods to stabilize it a little bit, 10 to 5.
Still not a comfortable lead for Rekt Esports. It's still a comfortable lead for Rekt Esports. Wargods, they'll be able to fight back. If they get the pistol round on the second half, they'll be able to at least secure the first 3 rounds so that they can eventually catch up. Look at this play by Ja getting that triple kill. Good spray control coming in with the MP9.
Yeah, but this is like a bit of a bad marker for Wargods, because if you think about it, the rounds that they won were rounds that Rekt Esports had no upgraded weapons at all, and then they just got that one last round on the first half, last round of the first half, which isn't really a good marker for them. But again, that is the CT side. But again, in my opinion, Filipino CSGO players, they prefer to be on the CT side rather than the TT side, because they're much more, I would say, creative with their defenses. But we'll have to see if Wargods are better on their T side rather on the CT.
Yeah, that's something that Philippines actually need to change. A bit of aggression doesn't hurt, and it's something that Rekt Esports is showing this time around. Surprisingly, they pretty much were aggressive during the first part, during their first game. And this is a notch up to their aggression.
Look at that. Mojas just lurk plays from Highway. That was so good from Rekt Esports. But now we have shifted up the sides. It's going to be Rekt Esports on the defending CTs, as Wargods will be on the offensive T side.
And we're going to see how Wargods are going to react here. Hey there, buddy.
Hey there, buddy.
We're going to see how Wargods are going to play in the T side of Cash, because T side Cash is actually a good spot to start on, surprisingly. You can dictate the tempo. There are a lot of fakes that you can do in Cash, especially if you're, for example, positioning near A main. You can throw smoke going to mid.
Yeah.
Just But it's very easy to fake out going to one side to another.
But Uncle D spots them
Uncle
so
D
much.
with a tappy, taking down Ja. Ja's not too fast. Ja not furious. He's not too fast for y'all.
So now it's going to be the push of Wargods into the B site. They're going to be able to get the bomb plant down. And Rekt Esports, they still have 5 people right here. Granted, though, that if you can see their utility right now, they don't have too much to work with. But we've seen how good Rekt Esports are on the aim duel. So Wargods right now, they got to go for that ultimate defense. And will they be able to do so? No, Moja starts it off with a headshot. Uncle D comes in from heaven, but gets shuts off himself. Moja as well. They're going in aggressive, and it looks like it's going to be the cleanup. Only Sky to remain. 1v2. Mono, E-Mono, can he do it? He's dropping down, going for the reload, but cannot do it. He picks up the USP, but it's not gonna be enough time to actually go for that defuse as well. And Rekt Esports able to win the second half pistol round.
And wow, Rekt Esports, they pretty much secured the next 3 rounds for them. 3 to 4 rounds for them, and this is not looking good for Wargods at all.
So it's going to be a decision right now for Wargods. Do they go for the force buy? I mean, they got the bomb plant, or will they go for the save and make sure that at least their next round they'll be able to have, well, that full buy? They could also even force a push right now, a fast push or a rush into a site and just get a hope that they'll be able to get that second C4 planted so that you have even more money to work with on the next round.
And that is what Wargods is trying to do. They're just going to play it smart. They're not going to overcommit, so to speak. Because if they overcommit, just like what's happening right here with Wits taking down 3 guys from Rekt Esports, just Kaka once again on his own. Always single guy alive from Wargods.
You know what I like to call that, Nomad?
What?
The meat grinder. They basically just went in and got shred to pieces in mid-garage.
Going back into the game, Kaka, a minute left. Kaka almost just missing the deagle shot. But nonetheless, Rekt Esports, it's slowly inching.
It's fine.
Closer and closer.
There is still that high chance wherein Juan Diggs cannot connect at times if you're getting rushed in.
Yeah, that's why the Juan Diggs. That's why if you're using a deagle, it's a high risk, high reward weapon. So one hit headshot, but it's hard to control. It's hard to be a master of the deagle.
Yeah,
and Uncle D taking down Carl there, 5v4, quickly down to a 5v4 situation. And there's still plenty of time for Wargods to actually play around here.
And seems like, well, feels like Rekt Esports are reading Wargods like a book, and they're able to actually get a lot of answers away from Wargods. Wow, look at Wits just playing around the smoke, able to get the one. Job gonna be offensive to actually go in. Goes in with for the 180 turnaround, but still Wits will win that duel. And slowly but surely, Nomad, 3 more rounds and Rekt Esports will be going to the finals.
And this is something that Wargods have in the back of their mind. Do they really want the championship title real bad? Because if that's the case, they need to start acting up. They still need to start changing their plays. They need to start thinking creatively.
Check this out, though. It's going to be the push by Wargods. There's Wits as the first man defender. He goes for the second as well. Looks for the third, and he is just wrecking them down. 4 kills. Can he go for the ace? Chase him down right now, Wits. Where is Ja? 1v1, and he gets
Wits with the ace.
Clean ace there for Rekt Esports.
Wits is on fire.
Yeah.
He's lit, fam. But nonetheless, Rekt Esports 14-5. Closer and closer, man.
Wargods. The more they try to do something, the more Rekt Esports find the chink in their armor. This is not looking good for the T-side team.
Moja not connecting with his spray there. And Rekt Esports, they are playing it safe. And Wargods, on the other hand, they have a minute 20 left on the clock, and they need to start committing to a side. They need to start deciding if they need to go to A or if they are going to go to B. And
Moja
Carl taking down Moja.
All right, so now Wargods will be pushing on to the A side. They find out that nobody is going to be here defending, but Uyop rather, with that pretty near shot on the AWP, smashing the head of Kaka. But this is going to be a 3-man defense for Wargods. Ja able to defend, and Uyop is the 1 man remaining with that AWP. They know where he is, misses the quick flick. And that's going to be a pretty good round for Wargods. This could be a glimmer of hope for our T-side team.
And a tactical pause has been called by Wargods. I mean, this is the time that they need to go for the tactical pause. They need to regain their nerves. They need to catch a breath, take it slow, and try to talk it out. Because right now they're not looking good at all. Their form's not good compared to how they played during the qualifiers. So this is actually pretty surprising for Wargods.
Well, for me, I feel like Wargods should not take it slow anymore. They should still find that good balance between, again, trying to offset Rekt Esports, but at the same time picking their fights properly so that they don't die and then give an opening for Rekt Esports to, or rather, yeah, to give an opening for Rekt Esports. So now you're going to be seeing the itemizations here for both of our teams. We really can't say for now, guys, but it's been a pretty gruesome match, a second map here for Wargods. They've been really put to the wall, so to speak, by Rekt Esports. And I mean, 2 more rounds and it's tournament life on the line.
Yeah, and Wargods, they have a pretty high ladder to climb up if they want to catch up to Rekt Esports. 6-14, that's going to be a tall order for them to actually... I mean, if they can shut down Rekt Esports here and turn things around, that's going to be something. But at this high level of gameplay, it's highly unlikely. Rekt Esports, they have all the momentum, they have all the confidence that they need to secure this. It's just a matter of time before Wargods actually close this out.
Actually forgot to say about this, but Wargods, it feels like they don't have that reliable entry fragger for them. They've been trying to do so many things in these past couple of rounds, but they've been always shut down by Rekt Esports. So, I mean, who's going to be the one to actually start it off for them? It feels like they don't have their own Moja, like, you know, what Rekt Esports has, but Stalker could say something about that as he gets that good kill onto Moja.
And it's now down to a 4v4 situation. Uyop taking down Carl there. And everybody's playing, they're just playing around the clock, and the time is actually running out for Wargods. 18 seconds left on the clock. Wargods, they need to act now. 2v2. And Ja, being the faster gun on the trigger, is now down to a 1v1 situation.
8 seconds on the clock. Ja has to go for the bomb and get the plant in. That's going to be 4 seconds. It's going to be very close right here. Can he actually get it? Yes, he does.
Gets the plant. The pressure is now on for Rekt Esports to go for the retake. And who's going to be the faster trigger?
Up for up.
Oh, Ja barely missing.
Barely missing indeed. It's going to be close. Go
and
for
right
it,
now,
Nomad.
it's tagging down Ja. Now down to a 1v1 situation.
Oh,
but that Kobe. Oh, that Kobe. Crucial nade by Wits. Just enough. Just enough distance to take him out. And it's now match point for Rekt Esports. 1 more round and they are going to the finals.
HE grenade.
Kobe.
If I'm not mistaken, that stands for high explosive.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, it's explosive. It bounced to the left, but still got the pop off to that right side. That's because of how that radius is.
He's just within the radius of the...
Yeah, that was entertaining to watch. I mean, it could have gone either way for sure.
Indeed. And, you know, Wargods, they are getting pressured here, and Wet's taking out Kaka there. 5v4 situation. 1:28 seconds left on the clock. They need to start to do something. They need a miracle to actually win this round against Rekt Esports.
And after that previous round, I feel like Wits is going to be super ballsy with how he plays with his AWP. I want to see how he actually tries to defend a site right here, but Uncle D will get caught off for the meantime. Moja, ooh, that could be dirty.
That nade is going to catch him off guard.
And it does. It does. 3v3 situation for the meantime. 1 minute left into the clock. I mean, this could still go either way, but of course, Wargods wants it to go for theirs. Like I said, this is tournament life on the line. They gotta go for broke right here, and
Ja
it's a good
too fast.
start from Ja.
Ja too furious, taking down Uy up there. Now quickly down to a 3v1 situation. Looking good for Wargods. Moha on his own.
Is it Moja or Moha?
Moha.
Okay, I keep saying Moja because it sounds a bit more. Okay, my bad. Moha.
The J.
Moha's gonna be right here.
The J
they know where he is. They know where he generally is, and well, they find him. They find their mark, and Wargods still clinging on to the knife's edge.
Their tournament life is on the line. Wargods still pretty much in the game, but you know, Rekt Esports, they still have the momentum. But looking at the economy, it is gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a huge facepalm if Rekt Esports win this with their, just upgraded pistols. But of course, it's not gonna happen. Wargods will stand strong, stand tall, and get themselves a 5-for-1 as they start to close in that gap. 8-15, Nomad.
8-15. I think their confidence is starting to build up at this point.
For sure.
And Rekt Esports not looking good economically.
Yeah, and what's good again, if you hard reset a CT side, they have to save for give or take 3 rounds or a round more than the T side. So Wargods here should have quite a bit of leeway to work with. They can play around Rekt Esports for now, play it safe, as they know that Rekt Esports might actually have the possibility of still being on pistols rather than having weapons themselves. Sky spots the one. Does he know there is a second as well? He's chasing him down, playing around the corner, goes in, and
Sky with
huge
a
3-man kill for Sky.
Sky with the 3K. Is he gonna look for the ace? I think he is. He's hungry for that ace, but it's not gonna happen. Carl denies him of the ace. And Wargods is still in the game, 9-15. I mean, they're hearing that sound, that match point sound. It's gonna put the pressure on them.
I think it's very nerve-wracking for Wargods because every time they win a round, it's that sound that says, okay, one more lose and Rekt Esports win.
You mess up this round, you're out.
Yeah,
and that's constantly in the back of their heads. They're pretty sure they're nervous right now, but I think they're playing it cool at this point.
Yeah, finally, Wargods are getting that rhythm that they need, and it's starting to offset here Rekt Esports, which is, I said, what they should have done, and they're starting to actually do for these really good, at least safe setups, which means that, Rekt Esports won't get these relatively safe and free kills against Wargods. I mean, now they're actually the ones who, on the previous rounds, are playing by their positioning safer than they did on the earlier side of their CT.
And Wargods, they've been pretty passive even in their T side, and right now I think the sudden change in pace is actually working out for them. But nonetheless, 50 seconds left on the clock. Wargods, again, they need to act. They need to act soon. They can't let Rekt Esports go in, swarm in from all sides. They need to actually secure the positions there. Sky taking it out, getting a 2K. They're taking out Uyop and Uncle D down to a 5v3 situation. Rekt Esports is now on the retake. Oh, and getting shot there. Not the fastest on the trigger.
Oh no! You know what happened?
Assassin's Creed, ladies and gentlemen. Stalker taking out Moa by jumping down.
He went Assassin's Creed on his face. Yeah, Ezio that.
Back to the game, 9-15 is going to be an easy 10-15 for Wargods. Nonetheless, that tactical timeout has been called.
You know what happened there with Wargods? What I liked about that? It was basically a standard strat of going for the smokes on the gap between forklift and the box, and then quad. But then they added a little bit of that sprinkle of Molotov on forklift so that there was nobody for sure on Rekt Esports side that would actually be defending from that area. So they made sure that everybody from Rekt Esports was just either at the back of CT, at the lower side of highway, or at the very back of the A side.
And they're actually finally using their utilities to their full potential. So
yeah,
they're able to zone out spots where it could be a very critical point for Rekt Esports to take, and it's actually paying off compared to their first game where their utilities were not on point. They were missing smokes, they were missing flashes and Molotovs. So it's something that at least they've learned. At least they've talked about and actually fixed.
Here we go, Nomad. Follow the leader.
Follow the
Look at the
leader,
pretty birdie.
indeed. And we are going to see some straight up action here as Rekt Esports are. I'm not going to say anything, but nonetheless, Uyop taking down Stalker. Quickly down to, it's a 1v1 trade. Nothing much is happening.
Chugga, chugga, choo, choo. It's the CT train.
Thomas the Tank Engine called.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
And Sky taking down Uyop once again, getting another kill. It's just down to Moha and Wits. A minute 10 seconds left on the clock.
What?
And Ja, too fast.
Too furious, and with that in mind, he actually missed his shot. Yeah, but he still gets it. It's still fine. Wargods are climbing back up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're slowly catching up. This is starting to be an interesting match.
They can actually push this to overtime.
That's going to be something. That is going to be something. If they push this to overtime, wow.
Yeah, if they push this to overtime, Vill will have to buy us food. Yeah, oh, he says yes. Okay.
All right, you said it, bro.
Said it.
But nonetheless, Wits, faster on the trigger, taking out Ja. 11-15, down to a 4v5 situation. And Wargods, they need to be creative here. They need to start being creative with their plays. Because if it's a good time to gamble, the time is now.
Yeah. Here's the thing: if you're playing on that match point already, sometimes even if you get that really good consecutive round wins, there's always that point where you sometimes kind of, I guess, go overboard a little bit. In that little bit of, again, overboarding. I don't know. That's not a word, but you still get overconfidence. There you go. Thank you. That's a better word. You get caught out. I feel like Ja wanted to go for an aim duel against the opera here of Rekt Esports, and well, you can see him right there in the mid garage, lying dead as he waits for his teammates to make the win on this round.
And right now, Uyop being the faster on the trigger, taking down Stalker, and the engagement is now on down to a 2v5 situation. Wargods, they need a miracle. Sky taking down Wits, 2v4. That's going to be something for them, but I think it's going to pay off. Sky taking down Packings, now down to a 2v3 situation, but Uyop taking down Kaka. Just Sky on his own in a 1v3 situation. Time is running out. They need to start acting, and Rekt Esports are going to the finals, securing the game 16-11.
All right, so I'll be passing it on to Shane to help you guys with the panel.
Oh wow, that was an intense matchup.
Yeah, intense second game of the match between Wargods.AG and of course Rekt Esports. Actually, parang naging deja vu lang eh. Yung nangyari. Yung sa first 4 rounds kasi naging, ano ba ito, Mike? Hulog. Ayun, yung tipong naging 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, then down to 4-4, then naging 10-4. Dude, after 10 rounds, dun lang nagkaroon ng score ulit yung Wargods.AG. Pero grabe talaga yung game changer talaga si Moho and si Uyop dito eh. Pero yun nga lang, yes, si Ja nakakakuha ng mga 4K, ng mga multiple kills, pero it's not that enough for them to beat Rekt Esports. The momentum is there, everything is there for Rekt Esports, and